if I get some free time, I want to download that new software that John recommended. Try that, because then you can switch and have multiple feeds.
Yes, I want that too. Anyway, we're officially recording.
That would class up the joint a little too much. Our listeners know what to expect from
Demand low quality.
Well,
mediocre quality.
This is authentic.
And I'm down with the mediocre, but we would have like high-end software that we could operate mediocrely.
Oh,
I think we'd stay on brand.
Good.
Because, if I wasn't holding a speaker up to the microphone, people would be really confused.
That's true.
Oh, boy. Welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture. It doesn't matter what kind of a Lemma Champ or Lucky Track Dog League you run, SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate, as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussions, tips, tricks, news and notes in the world of amateur endurance racing, whether it's on the spot, hella sweet, or we're lucky enough and Chrissy gives us just the tip. We are sure you will giggle a little and learn even less. Everyone report to that.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mental. And thank you for coming back and listening to a Hard Way episode of our podcast. It's episode 213. And 213 was the early collaboration of Snoop Dogg, Warren G, and our dearly departed king of sexy hooks, Nate Dogg. They only released one studio album, The Hard Way, which would release number 4 on the Billboard charts in 2004, fueled by its breakthrough song, It Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. And if your kids are listening, do not Spotify that tune. But if you're not driving at all, go ahead and grab that E1R bingo card. And remember, if you keep getting the same one, just go to help and click new card, because we're not paying for that.
Just
pour one out for our boys, Nate Dogg.
Is 213 like the name of the album or the name of the
213 is the
like,
band. Hard Way is the album.
band. Got it. Okay.
Why don't you know this? Yeah. I don't know.
I'm sorry that I am not up on my 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
I was kidding. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to go because you said Warren G. I just want to go, regulators.
That's what I say every day. Nobody gets it, a propane joke, and nobody gets it.
No, I was so trying to land that one, but I was actually laughing too hard as soon as you said
Very
that.
good.
Thank you.
Of course, she says regulators every day,
right? Yes, I think we made Mental break. Is it on your bingo card? Check it.
Oh, damn it!
That's
awesome. Boy,
that was well.
Thank you.
That was just perfect.
Thank you.
So aside from propane accessories, what are you working on, Chrissy? That was
what am I working on? Well, we have a race coming up, so we have been doing plenty of prep, packing, cooking, packing more, and loading up. And all the stuff that I already prepped last week because I was ready for the race.
There was a dog in the room.
There was a dog in the room. So we've been prepping, getting ready for the race. We leave for tomorrow. We're ready to go. Let's go.
Some of us are ready to go.
Oh, goodness. Okay, tell us then. What are you up to?
And you know what? Let's just go ahead and check that general Wakeman problem.
Yeah.
No really general Wakeman problems. Just schedule. So I was camping with the Scouts over the weekend. And the wife's car got the new tire from Tire Rack. I mentioned that last week. And it didn't change.
Mad props to Tire Rack. We want to underscore that
absolutely.
Because they absolutely hooked you up.
Yeah, and it absolutely didn't change a damn thing. So wheel bearings are now on the menu. Rear wheel bearings. I'll remind everyone, 2015. This is the rear of a 2015 Subaru Forester.
You said it followed the wheel around.
We thought it did. We think it is both wheel bearings that are bad.
Huh.
Welcome to Subaru ownership. Rear wheel bearings.
160,000 miles, according to the internet. You should change them every 60 to 80. So
no.
Like everyone on the internet's like, yeah, these usually go bad somewhere around 80,000 miles. I watched a dude on YouTube change one in 12 and a half minutes. No edits on the.
There's special tools for people who do it a lot because it's so common. Like that people are
It's
just good at it.
He didn't really
There's
use any
like
special tools.
Like a lever. I've seen someone pull it out with this kind of lever arm thing, like, and it's amazing. They just hit it with a hammer or stand on it and it pulls it right out.
Yeah, they're bolt in. They're not press in. So
yeah,
it looks
Good.
pretty easy. So
it sounds like despite all of her highway miles, Jen knows how to treat a car.
Yeah, I think Monday morning I'll be not feeling well in my spindles.
You
And
need
I'll
a
have to
mental
change
health day after the threats you got at work today.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I guess I'll mention.
Oh my
because
goodness.
If you follow me on TikTok, you can see it on TikTok.
Yes, I have. Jeff mentions TikTok. Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, actually, in all seriousness, throw that link in there because you don't have to have TikTok to see this. And,
That's
and
true.
I bet if
Oh
you did
my
it, it's hilarious.
goodness.
So we'll have the link to this TikTok in
I'm
the show
so
notes. But
sad.
Go, Jeff.
A
Yes.
crazy Christian group called the Bible Believers.
They are not Christians.
No, they are not.
No, they're not.
They're
They're
not.
haters, is what they are.
Showed up on my campus today and said lots of things like all N words will go to hell and girls who wear tight pants and licking lesbians are all
No,
destined.
the one that
for-
just said, the sign just said, women belong in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
the-
yeah.
No, by
totally.
a woman.
What?
Yeah.
By a woman?
Oh,
What?
that was the least amount of everything. So my
The
hippie
one guy
liberal
that had
college-
everything that said, all of these people are
Yeah.
destined to hell, specifically mentioned ankle biters. And I went to Urban Dictionary to see if there was like some
That's
sort
why you
of
said that.
LGBTQ thing that I missed.
No.
And Urban Dictionary says small dogs or small children.
Right, small.
Yep.
That's what I
But
know
it must
ankle
be
biters to be.
I'm not really
So,
sure.
so children, all small children are going to hell? What?
As
what
far as
religion
I
is
could
that?
tell, if you were gay, any religion that was not specifically them or a female, you're a gamer, you're all destined to hell. Here is the quick list. Why not? It's our podcast. As long as I want. Warning: obey Jesus or go to the hellfire. Homos, Muslims, porno freaks, cow worshippers, Jews who disobey Jesus.
You literally can't make this
Racist
up.
Women MMA fighters, men MMA fighters are fine. Women MMA fighters, female enablers, money lovers, mama's boys, baby killers, witches. They just threw in witches. Gamers, cutters,
It's made of wood.
brats,
And-
Cutters?
emos,
What?
emos.
Did you say
emos.
rats?
No, brats.
Brats.
Rebellious
Little
women,
dolls.
Little dolls.
whoremongers, ankle
Giant
biters,
eyes. Yeah.
drunk
Ankle biters. That
liars.
ankle biters. What? Someone
Yeah.
tell me he's going to hell. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Drunks, liars, sissies, the Pope, M dash baiters, which I literally raised my hand. I said, I'm going to assume that's masturbators and go ahead and put me in that category. Devil healers, party animals,
Wait, didn't you say
dykes on bikes. So dykes are okay as long as they're not on a bike. Little monsters, gangster rappers, rock and roll freaks, so-called Christians, and occupational whores. I'm going to put this up to the camera here.
I couldn't read all the
because
things.
I
Wait.
have to say that their spacing and kerning on the sign is very well done.
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
Um,
there you go.
So they said the Pope. Didn't they say they were Christian?
Oh,
Because
they are
That's
not
Catholic.
Christian
Come
and-
on.
I mean-
that's Catholic. They had a lot of
So?
Catholics. If you follow the Pope, you support pedophiles, which I was like, hey, there's a sign I agree with. So let's keep moving on.
wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So Jeff's gonna have to have a mental health day because
Did they cause you
so taken
problems?
aback.
All right. Well, the problem is we have to keep the students from punching them in the head.
Good
I
luck.
imagine that
That's the
because like
problem.
Stockton University, a female walks by, gets off her motorcycle, in her tight jeans because it's
Oh,
New
no.
Jersey, and she's done a little MMA action, and she just goes over there and levels all of them, as no one goes to stop her. No one.
and then some of the undergrads realized that to make them uncomfortable, we should just have the girls start kissing each other.
Sure.
And then shirts started coming off.
I am not surprised
and
by
then
any
the
of this.
Gay boys started blowing them kisses.
I mean,
And it was
I-
like I had to do a lot of like, don't look at the students.
Don't.
Don't. There's 4 undergrads in their bras kissing each other. Do not.
I want to be there when Jeff goes, Melissa, would you please put your shirt back on?
I actually did have to, not shirt back on, but I did have to say, a girl said, "Can I totally strip?" And I had to say,
You're like-
that is a legal question. Let me get you one of the campus police officers to answer that. So
Wow, how was you?
Yeah.
Chris's day was not nearly that interesting.
Well,
that was
and the worst part is I'm leaving for the race in 2 days. We'll bring this back to the race. So like, I have tons of stuff to do in my office. So it's like I got to sit outside and babysit these idiots.
They show
and
up
the
last
stupid
year when you were
people. They
prepping for
did.
New Hampshire.
did. I don't remember when
apparently
they
have
showed up.
they have the Lemons race schedule, and
And they
they're
must.
trying
I
to
don't
screw
know.
you.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Whatever it is,
Man.
it's like, so then I had to, this is why I'm late to the podcast, because then I had to like answer all my gosh darn emails and set all my out of office stuff.
Nick, we know that you like to include everyone, but go through your email distro list and the we hate small dogs at god.com. Just delete that email address because they're not helping.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway,
sorry.
somebody
Yeah,
talk about something more normal.
Wow.
Chris, tell me about your day.
Man, the most exciting thing I did today was write up a final performance warning for somebody. Damn, that's
That's
nowhere-
exciting in general.
It's nowhere near as exciting
Well-
as the sign you were reading.
They took the day off unadvised to go protest at a school.
That sign is definitely going to be the cover picture of the podcast
yeah.
on YouTube.
All right, what else have I been doing? We had boat time because suddenly it was mid-October and it was 80 degrees.
Yeah. I was sweating my balls off sitting outside watching these people.
So that we went out on the boat and we had a
Nice.
lovely time out on the boat on a nice warm weekend. Then winterized the boat and put it away. Sad trombone, but oh well. Got a
I
lot
had
more
to
use
get that
out
out
of
of
it than we usually do.
storage.
Yeah,
Because Eric's
exactly.
coming this weekend.
We're gonna need it this weekend. Come on.
It's in the closet. I just have to put. I'll pack it.
All right, good.
Like,
just usually-
like right now.
Sits next to me in the podcast.
I could
so
go
can-
get it.
Sure. In race car notes, the Mazda got a new shifter because now it actually uses all 6 speeds, and that shifter needed a little adjustment, which fortunately Mazda provides on the speed 3 shift cables. There is a way to adjust the shifter for where it fits in the left right part of the gate, so you can make sure it's kind of where you want it, and also that it can go into all 4 of the gates appropriately. So good on you, Mazda. Isn't that nice?
That's
As I
the
was-
used one you had to order from the.
Yeah,
or the
but it's a
pre- yeah.
stock speed 3 shifter and
That's
cables. And-
slick.
yeah,
That's
nice.
really
Good,
slick.
good on
Nice.
Mazda. Then I was getting ready. All right, I'll put the car in the trailer. So I hop in, I hit the starter. It goes, stops. Then nothing at all. Just turning the key. And so Chrissy gives out help. I start going through all the wiring. All right, do I have 12 volts of the, like, is the battery charged? Let's put it in a charger. Fine. Battery's charged. Do I have 12 volts of the starter? Yep, I sure do. Does a relay click when you turn the key? Yep. Okay. If you hold the key and go on off the clutch, does a relay click? Yep. Okay. So clutch switch is good. All those things are good. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. So I had Chrissy hold the starter down while I hit it with a hammer and a pipe, and fixed. It works. That trick has saved me several times. Just
So
starter
buy your
doesn't work,
children,
hit it with a hammer.
buy your children
Um,
MGs for their first car. People, they will learn all kinds of things.
Absolutely. And let's see, then just load it up for the race. We are ready to go. The trailer is totally loaded. The truck just needs coolers and some clothes and cookies. And that's it. Let's go.
Woo.
Mental, what are you doing?
Construction, because this is now officially we're going to be doing this ourselves for a very long time. Posted the what you're working on. We'll talk about that in a minute, but no one except for the one person has gotten back to Vicky about hanging this. So
Can you get a mudding, at least someone to mud it for you? Because mudding's
oh yes, absolutely. That's going to be even worse. We'll see what the market looks like when we're done with this, because it's going to be a while. So we unwrap the back porch, put all our furniture back in, and yeah, just I've got a lot of exposed ceiling. It's artsy. My brother-in-law's in town, so him and Vicky are actually staying at one of her free rooms that she got comped at the Cosmo, and I managed to find them a set of tickets to go see the Raiders play the Eagles on Sunday.
Really?
You're going.
It'll be a great game.
Nice.
it'll be
So that-
something.
Yeah, so they're gonna head out to that, and I leave tomorrow morning about 10 a.m. Hop on an airplane, land in Boston, and should be at the track about 9 o'clock. Meet up with the other 2 judges, Kurt and Craigers, and we'll talk about that in a minute, because they might be a few drinks into the evening as we start pre-classing your cars.
Thank you. That was triumphant.
Thank you.
It was actually. I like.
That's why I
not
tried.
even-
That's my attempt.
Yeah.
That was.
Okay. You know what it's time for?
Yes.
Notes.
That's right. You know, listeners, you're thinking, why do I have to wait until 6 a.m. Eastern time to get my favorite podcast? Listen carefully. I don't care what time you heard this. It was 6 a.m. Okay. Because we have a news and notes that was under embargo from Ford until 6 a.m. So it's 6 a.m. So before you read on any of the websites that we steal our news and notes from, Ford has announced that the Maverick Hybrid is the most fuel efficient hybrid pickup around. EPA estimated rating of 42 in the city, which is better than the Civic. And
That's
has a bed.
amazing, actually.
Well, it's a hybrid in the city. That's when they do well.
Yeah, it's true.
Probably be like 30 on the highway.
Actually,
just an
yes.
arrow.
It's a 32, or I'm
Okay.
sorry, upwards of 37, according to the press release we got. Yes.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. But people are going to buy lots of those things, and a lot of them are people who thought the Ridgeline was an affront to Jesus, and now this is okay.
It's on that sign that Jeff was showing
Right?
earlier.
I think so. Ridgeline
Exactly.
owners.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
there-
Ridgeline
that was
owners.
on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen to me now and hear me later, podcast listeners. Go buy a Ford Maverick. This is a gosh darn good truck, and it doesn't tow anything. So none of us on this podcast can have it, but we want it to be successful.
Or,
So-
well, actually, I'm given their lease offers before they took it down. I signed up that I'm interested in lease offers, and when those start hitting the showrooms, I have every intention of going and driving one. The what you can lease a entry level one for is stupid, and it absolutely fits my needs. So it is on my list.
It's more useful than a broken Toyota or broken Volvo. Or
It's true.
or
That's
broken
true.
Porsche or broken.
Porsche's not broken. The Porsche's just not 100%. That's all.
Okay.
I think that counts as broken. By the way, if anyone is out there listening from Ford and you want to give us a press loaner, we're going to PRI. We'll talk about it a lot, we promise.
Just say it. Hell, we'll show it to everybody. We'll drive it
Yeah.
onto PRI.
That's right. Yeah. Well, speaking of places we steal our news and notes from, Sanjeev Mehta, a noted Ford enthusiast, Haggerty journalist, really, and Lemons judge, that's what we all know him from, shared a great story about a gutsy Minnesota Ford dealer. On an older episode of HBO's Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, noticed a lame trend of local car dealers buying prepackaged scripts, and the result was the same commercial across hundreds of markets. It's all explained in the link that we put in the show notes, but Oliver's staff wrote their own script and provided it free to any dealer willing to film it as written. The catch, they can't read it before they agree to the deal. Enter fearless Steve Johnson, owner of Zumbrota Ford in Zumbrota, Minnesota. I hope I'm saying Zumbrota right, because it's pretty cool. It's brilliant. It's smart because the YouTube version has over 2.5 million views since its release on Sunday. Steve himself is not only the true Ford fan with a rare creme and gold option. It's cream and gold. It's beige. It's fucking 76 Thunderbird is what it is.
No. This was a very rare option. And of course, Sajeev knows about it because he knows all
Of
about
course.
the rare brown options.
Probably
Creme.
crema
Crema
Yeah,
and
crema.
gold. Thunderbird.
Crema and gold 76 Thunderbird. Oh. But clearly, he's a good salesman, and he almost has Sanjeev ready to fly up and buy a sweet powder blue 88 town car. If there's an 88 town car that is in really great shape, Sanjeev is going to buy it. Read the
They're in
article, then watch
Florida,
the video.
pretty much all of them. They're there.
Read the article, watch the video. Still looking for a theme for next month's Lemons race at MSR. There it is. You got it right there.
You have a
show
little
up,
bit of time.
Show up in a pickle suit. Say your heart's going to explode. You're in.
Sure. Sounds
Mhm.
good. Brilliant marketing isn't just for Ford, unless we get a press loaner and then we swear brilliant marketing is just for Ford. But GM has been on a PR tear with the new the Corvette C8 Z06. This includes the upcoming 30-minute film that will debut next Tuesday, October 26th. As a teaser, GM deliberately released a clip precisely 8,600 minutes, just under 6 days ahead of the film's release on YouTube. Why 8,600? Haggerty's Nathan P. Theorizes this was done.
Roger?
I don't know. It's a lot. I'm sure he gets this all the time. This was done to reveal that the flat plane V8's 8,600 RPM redline that will make this new engine the highest revving American performance car ever. Okay. Well, it says ever. I guess he's right. Other not so secret improvements include the aero updates that handle the higher speeds, wider tires, carbon ceramic brake, and track tire package options, and what is projected to be an output of over 600 horses. Nathan says we'll see you next Tuesday.
That's cool. I'm glad they did the flat plane crank. It was like, it looks like a Ferrari, but it doesn't sound like a Ferrari. Now it's going to sound a lot better.
If you haven't seen some of the teasers that Chevy's had on those, it does sound incredible.
Yeah.
Now, things that probably won't sound incredible. James Gilboy over at The Drive writing about a Toyota concept for next month's SEMA show. Now, unfortunately, the gang will not be there because, well, we're banking our vacation and we're all going to PRI. But it's local, so I will be. As a throwback to the iconic Chinook camper of the late 70s and also of Spank Lemons racing fame, Toyota is building a new version based on the Tacoma TRD Sport. It's a crew cab, so it comes with a 6-speed manual and also gets the 3.5-liter V6 4-wheel drive. And they're documenting the process on a 3-minute teaser on Toyota's YouTube channel. During SEMA, which is November 2nd through the 5th, watch our social medias as we sort through what we predict will be 300 or so Ford Broncos to look for this very special build. Link is in our show notes.
Yeah, the new Taco just came out. They just debuted a lot of that stuff. It just came out of embargo, and every Facebook and every YouTube channel that got a press release just all did it all on the same day. So
that was a Tundra, I think, but
Tundra. Oh, did I say Taco? Oh, I meant Tundra.
Yeah, but the Bronco is definitely the ding 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 car at SEMA.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Go ding 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 ding. Yeah,
and we might be wrong, but I don't think we are.
I wonder if they're going to have them. They got delayed so much.
Maybe. Nah, they got 2 months. A month and a half.
That's how you do those high drama SEMA builds. Oh man, we just got this from Ford. Now
just came in
this stuff, right?
SEMA starts tomorrow at 7 a.m. and it's a 4-hour drive. We got to have this on the truck in 37 minutes. Let's go.
That's why they have Bluetooth drive shafts.
That's right.
Just don't forget them done. I'm sorry, Chrissy. We're waiting on you.
That's okay. Oh, no, I'm waiting for you. Just to the surprise of literally no one, Mental likes coffee. I also love some coffee. And before Jeff has his purple drink, he loves some coffee too. So we are known to supply some staff and judges when we're at the track. There's always a coffee pot running, especially if it's cold, which this weekend, there'll probably be coffee all weekend long. But if you're gear... Yeah, totally. He gives me a hug and a look of something else when I give him a cup of coffee.
Genuine gratitude.
Right. Yes. If you're a gearhead who loves coffee, you are going to dig the new contest from our local buddies, our buddies at Racing Junk. There's aptly named the Gearhead Coffee, and you could win a prize pack that is supposed to be rated at $335. Check out the link in our show notes and head over to racingjunk.com to the official classified of Everyone Racers, and we fill out your form chance to win. Your prize pack could be filled with 12 boxes of Gearhead Coffee, 12 count pistons, which are K-Cups, in a totally cool and reusable toolbox, a Gearhead Coffee logo hat, and of course, a Gearhead Coffee Hot Rod Coffee Mug, 5 toolbox magnets, and the picture looks like there's all kinds of other crap that goes along with it. So some kind of shaky stuff. That wouldn't let me zoom in, but I think it's like some, I don't know, like steak seasoning or something, which totally goes with the theme. It doesn't, but there's all kinds. Right.
I thought it was like some sort of sugary blend to put in sugary cinnamon
like a
blend.
Cinnamon type thing.
I'm sure that's what it is, but it looks like steak seasoning. So, but I'm sure it's delicious, and there's a lot of other stuff that goes along with this. So it's free to enter, and while you're there, you can kill a lot of time looking through Racing Junk extensive classifieds. And if you win, don't forget your hardworking staff and very favorite popular team at your next race. Signing up here is also a great way to get. Signing up gets you to the newsletter. So you can, that's how I just figured it out. And it's very easy and it gets you signed up and gets you signed up for both places.
I need to sign up on my work account. I realize I know we have it on a regular account, but I'm at work when I'm trying to do the show. So I'm definitely gonna have to sign up for multiple accounts.
Well, if you go there and then you can sign up, you can sign up twice. Don't tell them.
Oh, I'm absolutely trying to win the
Ooh,
coffee.
there we go.
So.
Right. So it
Sign
says
up with all of your email
it
addresses.
said, well,
Come on,
that's not
everybody.
legal because it says sign up one per person. So as our sponsor, we should probably make sure.
That's Jeffrey Wakeman's email. This one is Jeff Wakeman's email. Oh, coming races.
It is a busy weekend on the endurance racing calendar, and we've got the United States Grand Prix at COTA this weekend. So if you're in the Fantasy F1 League, get your picks in. Don't forget, like I usually do.
Yes, you do. That's why you're sitting down next with these two guys.
No, I'm better than those two. Come on.
I know, but you're getting close.
Let me jump in real quick here because this is a fantastic thing for the news and notes upcoming races. Everyone knows that this is on ABC regular television.
Is
I
it?
did not
Yes.
know
That is so much fun. I mean,
So
we're going to be a little busy,
live-
but
live
We don't
ABC
have
actual
ABC
broadcast
regular
TV
television.
at 3 p.m. human being hours.
that is a crazy thing.
So yeah, live. Awesome.
You know, all we need though is a TV with the digital antenna. We can watch it at the track.
We have
Digital
one of
antenna is
those.
like $5. Yeah.
No, we have this. We have one of
What?
those.
No, we don't.
Oh, okay.
Someone
way.
will.
Keep
Oh,
going.
I bet you.
Haven't had one in years.
I bet you in the Greg RV. I bet that has an antenna.
Probably.
I bet.
All right. Well,
All right. Anyway, keep going,
anyway.
everybody.
American Endurance Racing is opening their next to last event at Mid Ohio. 49 cars. There's a good turnout for AER. That's like twice their usual turnout. 22 of them though are
Yes,
BMWs.
4. They're very
Which is-
boring.
That's bad. 2 Miatas, 1 Honda, 6 Porsches, and the former Lemons team Krabby Kraut in a Jetta.
Very nice.
Yep.
I would say Mid Ohio is I think Mid Ohio and then like Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York and South. That's kind of like AER's hub. I think when they travel too far south or west,
Agreed.
they have worse numbers.
Yep.
But 49 is a good number for them and probably a good number for the race itself.
Yes.
Plenty of room. Mid Ohio is a big track, so
Yeah.
it's a room out there.
It used to be their season finale where they would decide everything, but I think they've moved that to New Jersey, which will be next month.
Okay. Champ Car is holding their Frozen Rotor Classic at Road America this weekend. 56 cars, 12 of them are BMWs,
Boring.
12 Miatas, 9 Hondas, no Porsches, and a 1973 Pontiac Grand Prix.
Yeah.
How's that going to go? Additionally, our buddies,
Delicious.
oh gosh, Eric Peterson and family will be running their 87 Maserati. Go Dead Pedal Racing.
Go Dead
Excellent.
Pedal.
Yeah. He
I got
crushed that thing,
offered-
didn't he?
No.
No, I thought he had a little front end damage at the last race.
No, we took the hood off because it wouldn't stay on.
Oh, got it.
Okay.
And that was at Hallett. And he offered me a seat, but I'd already agreed to work the Lemons race, and I had to very pick. And so I they're great guys. It's a quick car, and he said, well, do you know anyone else? And I'm not going to recommend anybody. And naturally, the 3 faces on my screen came to mind, but I'm like, well, I know they're busy.
We're all going to be busy. Yeah.
And then the other 2 people that I thought are all going to be at the USGP this weekend. So I feel terrible, but I think they're going to do really well. That's their home track. And they're just great people. They really are.
Nice.
Oh, and this last part is me. Lucky Dog headed deep into the Southern California desert for the Wild Dogs of Chuckwalla, which is another pooping. You have to wave your arms. 39 cars.
When we were at Chuckwalla, the bathroom was powered by a Yamaha generator that sat out back.
You had to fix it at some point.
And no one was tending the gas to it. So the actual racers had to go get the generator going again to be able to have a bathroom again.
Well, at least have lights.
Yeah.
When the generator was running. Oh, well.
Yes. So that's where Lucky Dog's headed. And not a reflection on Lucky Dog, maybe a reflection on Chuckwalla. They only have 39 cars. 15 of those are BMWs.
Boring.
Oh, boring.
7 Miatas, no Hondas, 3 Porsches, and a lunatic and an Alfa Romeo 164 Tom Lamino. Calm your beating heart.
I think 164 is a good choice if you're going to bring an Alpha.
It's going to sound fantastic when it blows up.
Yeah. Finally, we've already mentioned it, but Lemons will be the Halloween Hooptiefest this weekend at New Hampshire Motorsports Park. 115 cars, 20 BMWs.
Still boring.
Oh,
It's actually not a lot, I think. That's
as a
pretty good number.
ratio.
Yeah.
It's good, but
that's not good.
like it's fewer BMWs that AER had with more than twice the cars.
Yeah.
But
5 Miatas, 10 Hondas, 5 Porsches, and oh my God, clutch my pearls. I have driven this car.
You have crewed this car. You have captained this car.
I wouldn't say that. The triumphant return of Bert 1. Does anybody know the number? It's the Bertone. It's the one. No.
I think I sent you guys the entry list that I got
it's
from
180.
It's a high number.
Yeah.
It's a high number. It's yellow. You'll find them.
Oh, you know, it's probably 282 because that's actually the model number.
That's exactly what it is.
262.
262.
There you go. You dug deep on that
Volvo
one.
262.
Yeah, there you go.
Bertone coupe.
I'd like to point out that Chris knew that without referring to anything. It just actually came to his mind while he was sitting there. That's awesome.
I also just realized Chris is wearing the same shirt I almost wore today. So I'm glad we didn't.
Oh, me too. I usually wear that one. So
Okay. Fantastic.
What are we doing? Recent results? Is that me?
That is
WRL had their
Sure
Midwestern Championship at Hallett in Jennings, Oklahoma. We love Hallett. Saturday Screaming Goat Racing edged out the 982 car of WTW by 46 seconds to take the win. That's a lot of letters, 42 seconds between first and second. Third was the second WTW car. Team on the podium. Show friend Todd Carver and Rocksteady Racing finished at the top of GP3. Metzel, help me out because you know WRL better.
They've got GP0, which is their outlaw class,
big class, yeah.
GP1, GP2,
1,
GP3.
2, 3. So that's
and
the class.
Todd runs a bullet. It's an anvil of a Miata. It's an incredible car. And if you ever want to know a lot about very much Hamsa-esque in his car design, it is about how the human interacts with the machine, and he'll talk to you about it, but he is kind of protective because he considers it a competitive advantage, which judging by their consistently high finishing is true.
Yeah. All right. The W2W cars had a photo finish with the 983 car again, crossing 3 seconds ahead of
read that again.
Crossing 0.3 seconds ahead of the 982. Third was PC Racing, where they make sure to not say anything that could insult the liberals on their campus.
No
PC
cursing.
Racing.
No.
Yeah. At the end of the weekend,
they are
PC
fine
Racing,
with dikes on bikes.
That's absolutely
fine. They like small dogs too. They're great. Yeah.
At the end of the weekend, PC Racing took the West GP1 championship. Chill Out Systems took GP2. AOA took GP3. And GTO went to WTW.
There are just way too many
letters.
Acronyms there.
I think WTW is... Yeah,
BBQ.
I think WTW
BBQ,
is wheel to wheel because it's actually a W and the number 2. And on that note, the Chill Out Systems is based at Atlanta Motorsports Park, and our buddy that we've had on the show before, Tyler Hoffman, was out there with one of his efforts, and they asked them to jump in that car, which helped them get their championship. So he jumped in that car on Sunday and took a podium.
Nice.
Hey.
Still too many damn letters, people. Name your team something funny, and we'll read it.
Cool. Cool.
Listener feedback time.
On the YouTubes, AJ said, I'm disappointed you guys couldn't get Eric to admit that one of the 2 be determined tracks is actually Nelson's Ledges'.
Oh. With many S's.
Is that exactly how he typed it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So LEDGES apostrophe
ES, which is not even a thing, which is amazing. Ledges. Thank you. For the rally schedule, Andrew Pullman said if you don't get an 89 Cadillac Brougham, 91 Dodge Ram, or a 91 Camaro at a la Top Gear USA special, you are doing the Alabama Florida rally wrong.
Facts. Now, Cole Esk said all that Gingerman 305 talk with Eric on the show last week and no mention of Dirty Mike and the boys Turbo 305. There is an explanation to that. They've got a V8 swapped RX-7, and they always show up with a really well done 350 stroked out small block, which invariably blows up. And then they go back to their Anvil motor, which is a 305. You remember the Hero motor in the Honda. This is their Hero motor. They hate this motor, but it won't die. So this year, when they decided that they were going to go forced induction, rather than start on their high-end race motor, they dumped this turbo, putting about 12 pounds of boost into this 305.
Oh,
because they really wanted this thing to die.
Is that kind of like a blow through throttle body injection?
I know they went old school on it, and it wouldn't. Now they lost 2 of the cylinders, and it started oiling not so much the track as it started oiling their windshield. And they would bring it in, wipe it off, add some oil, send it back out, and it was just slowly going. And it was smoking so bad it got black flagged on Saturday. They brought it in, went through, wiped everything down, and then just waited to Sunday so they could take the checker. But they were really hoping for a spectacular, like world-class kaboom, and they couldn't get it. So their Hero motor, not well, but their Hero motor still runs after just dumping as much boost as they could possibly throw at it.
That's awesome.
Good try.
We're still in listener feedback, and we talked about our travel race next year. And Tyler Stank offered, come to Gingerman. If the MX3 is done, you're 100% welcome to drive it. I have like negative 5% confidence that that'll be ready there, Tyler, but good luck for you.
It will not be due to a lack of effort from him, because we get updates on that build all the time. It's just, that's a lot of rust, man.
So, yeah. Also, Jim, Michael K all chimed in as well, while Gnome Hammer, Ashley, Brian, Andrew, and Carl all responded to our what you're working on.
Awesome.
So watch our Instagram for those. That's usually where we do that, right?
Both.
Yeah.
When we think of it, depending on who does it.
We had some I Suck at Racing. Who's got it?
I was way too deep. I had every intention of being there, and I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm truly sorry. But I did pop in at the beginning of my renovations. They were doing Miatas on the dirt and some other great stuff, and the regular crowd was there. It is still worth watching because they've got Grafton and Cameron Autobahn, and they all show up on that show, and Ryan's fun, and they have a great time. So watch those kind of stuff. But you've only got one more this season, and that is next Monday. They'll be doing the season finale for the I Suck at Racing Lemons League until Nate gets around and builds the schedule for the fall, which is going to take him a little bit because his Trollblazer developed a rod knock, and he is now going 6-liter turbo. So he's got a project.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do.
Crazy.
E1R
race. We went to Coda with fast cars. First race was all GT3 stuff. Second race was the IR01. The other fast open wheels, everything with wings. It was pretty fun. I wasn't there. I just assume Wartburger Thief Aaron took first, Uncle Dave took second, and we're basing that on the report from the Wartburger Thief. So thanks.
Which, by the way, thank you for sending those to me, because yes, I do usually forget. You know who never forgets to send us electronic racing results?
Everybody pauses while we think of a way to transition.
Yes.
I don't know about how excited she is by
you know who would never show up on a college campus and protest small dogs?
There you go. That's true.
True. My mother.
Yes. And
hi, Chrissy's mom.
If you're a regular listener, feel free to come by and record a video greeting Chrissy's mom. If you're not a regular listener, we don't know you. Not getting any cookies.
What a great idea.
This is a great idea.
Cookies are no longer free.
Cookies are no longer free. They are currency.
They're
so
currency.
you must pay with something.
Unless you are a track worker who pulls our crappy ass car off the track, then you
or does it because you don't go off all weekend. If you're a track worker, just come by and say hi. Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Lots of cookies coming. I hear
cookies make track workers go blind. in the corners. Especially
we have a lot of
to,
empirical data to support
yes,
that.
especially for certain white Mazdas.
Shh,
Don't say that.
giving away the secrets. Main topic time. We're talking about New Hampshire, everybody. The
Is that where we're
Halloween
going?
Hooptiefest. The Halloween
knows?
Hooptiefest is here. 80, really, is it 80? Maybe 50% of our listeners these days are people who actually race with us in the East. So we assume you're in your car coming to the race with us. So
Woohoo!
we're going to talk about the race and we're going to talk about what to get ready for and maybe talk about a virtual track walk.
Absolutely. Now, if you're not one of those 50%, feel
Sorry.
free, or it's your first time. The New Hampshire Motor Speedway is in Loudon, New Hampshire. It is about an hour north of Boston. They are running a 1.6-mile road course that utilizes the road course outside of the normal NASCAR track and the NASCAR oval sections. And when I say that, any oval turn, not part of it. It is known as the North and South Chicane setup. If you're looking for a track map, we also have a link to a very good one in our show notes. If you've never been to a Lemons event here before, it's different. If you have, expect the same thing that they do every year, because the New Hampshire staff, they've got it down. It's a really smooth running event.
Yeah, and if you haven't been here before and you're here the first time, that's super fantastic. It's been running. We've been running the same track for 10 years plus. So that'd be great.
Although they have made some track changes, which we're going to get to in just a few minutes.
Okay, let's talk about those. So the track is out there a bit, not much as around for food and gas. There's not much on site either. I think there's gas on site.
There's gas on site.
There's gas on site. Okay. Nearest gas station and convenience store is about 5 minutes away. Google listed premium at $3.70 a gallon. Nearest Walmart, it's about 15 minutes away in Concord, and they are not 24 hours. They're only open till 11. Concord. I'm sorry. What did I say? Concord.
You said Concord. You said it
I'm
like
sorry,
a Pennsylvania person. Thank
I
you.
apologize. Concord.
You didn't say it right either, but that's okay.
Oh, all right, Chris, just tell us how to say it.
Concord.
Concord.
Concord. I said it right. It was fine. Concord. Really, Concord is anything. Is where
Sounds so weird. Go back to regular.
Is where anything that you might need to get. That's where you're going to get it. So but on the way to the track on 106 is a pizza place we like that's called Brookside Pizza. Brookside Pizza of Loudon. They have 2 locations. They make sure that you are serious about picking it up in Brooks. Are you sure this is Brookside Loudon? Is that what you want? Are you sure? Yes, they do that. So making sure that you are going to the right place. So pick up pizza. It's right on the road to the track.
Good pizza.
When you arrive
really good pizza.
It's pretty good pizza, yeah, and they have all kinds of stuff. When you arrive at the main gate, keep right to park. Make sure to park to the right. Is it the right? I thought you parked to the left.
Well, you initially go stay to the right so that you can walk across and not block the gate. Because if you get someone that just comes in and parks, now you block the gate for everyone else that's trying to get through.
I think cars go to the left and trailers go to the right is what I'm feeling like.
Yeah, well, I'm talking trailers because
fine.
Who do we know that's not towing something here? It's not very many. So
some people come in different cars anyway. So make sure that you're following the traffic that's around there and don't just block the box. Is what we're saying.
There's actually parking spaces for the cars on the left, so you're not in the lane of traffic.
Got it. Yeah. So I walk out of the registration building, sign up for testing and pay for power here too. They'll ask you if you're camping. That's all. And maybe Mental, you know about this, but do you know if they're doing registration for other things? Do you need your license at the gate?
For your yellow wristband.
For yellow wristbands? Doesn't matter. Bring your license.
That's probably Friday at noon. Realistically, that's what it usually is.
That's what I'm going to go with right there, because we are moving. The memos I have is Lemons HQ will be near penalty.
Okay, that's fine. Because some of the couple races, like I think Pittsburgh, we did everything at the gate. So so it's just one of those things that you never really know. So yeah, have your license around, but it sounds like we'll just go with normal track locations and get your stuff, get your gear, get ready to go.
Sounds good. Concord's where everything is, and I want to say I'll add some great reviews for the ER at Concord Hospital. 5 of 5 would recommend. Fastest waiting time I've ever had in an ER. It was amazing. My butt hit the seat 2 seconds later, got called. So when your
I
thumb
would be
gets
a whole
torn
lot
open.
happier if no one goes to the emergency room this
And
week.
how many stitches did you get in your thumb?
5.
And do you or do you not still blame me because I think I was the one
I don't really
who
blame
was
you.
helping you at the time?
No, it just happens. That's why I have a smiley face on my thumb pad now. Anyway, another top tip, if you're not local, stop at the New Hampshire State Liquor Store that is part of a highway rest stop on I-93 on the way to the track. Great selection and prices. And this is a great time to plug Mental. Who are our judges and what are their liquor preferences? Because this is such an easy way for those coming to the track to get exactly what the judges want.
Well, it's going to be the skirt-wearing duo of Kurt and Kreger's, and they're both bourbon people.
Kilt,
They do.
not
Yep.
skirt.
Skirt?
You
They
will get
would
your
put up
ass
flip-
kicked.
What?
Yep, there's a reason Mental said it. Yeah.
Oh,
It's not like they can chase me.
I would
They're
like to
wearing
say-
they're wearing a kilt. It's going to fly a whole lot.
I'd like to say that is mental saying the skirt world. Everybody else corrected.
But anyway, it's Kurt and Kreger's. They're bourbon people. They also do enjoy a good scotch, and they will enjoy a good micro brew as well as they're coming through that. So that's an excellent thing. And if my love of good tequila has not changed, but a smart move is also bring something social so that everyone can have some, because we're all flying in. So all that stuff's going to end up getting shared at the track anyway. And that's just a good way to make friends.
Or if you bring a really good rum, I'll have Mental grab that for me and I'll take that. So there's that too. Yeah. Or hey, White Claw Surge. Who doesn't like that these days?
Exactly. And when you need welding done, you'll be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Weather looks typical for New Hampshire. Fortunately, mostly dry this time. Only a 30% chance of showers Thursday night and Monday during the day. So I think we're in the clear. Temps are falling. High temps in the 60s Friday, down to mid 50s the rest of the weekend as highs. Lows 41 Friday and 34 the rest of the weekend. So fortunately, you can probably avoid freezing the water in your engine. That's nice. Track run test day is Friday. Time will be announced, but I'm imagining it's going to be 9:30, somewhere around there. Sign up with the track up at the front gate. It's usually $150 for the car with one driver, which you say, wow, that sounds great. But then it's $50 for each additional driver. Sad trombone. Anyway.
Sorry.
Still
that was
way
a
better than so many other people that
Oh,
just
yeah.
don't understand it.
It's an open test format. There's usually no hassles. It's fine. Sometimes they've allowed passengers or instruction. Sometimes they don't. We're going to find out. We left our passenger seat in. Don't forget your assigned tech time. And if only our team knew someone on staff, we might get all 3 of our cars together for our theme. But no, we have an hour between each of our things. So we're going to have to bribe with tequila to get that. You are allowed to walk the track Friday from 5:30 to 6:30. And the rule in the past has been nothing with wheels there, just feet. So we'll see how that goes.
The memo I got, and go with Chris's information because he's been there a lot more than I have. The memo we got is nothing motorized. And if you've
That'd
noticed,
be great, because then I could bring bicycles or rollerblades. That's what we used to do. And then we got yelled at, you can't do that. And it's like, I remember Steve had to take his rollerblades off and walk in socks around the track. So
and here's the thing about that. If you've noticed this year, a lot of tracks are allowing these 1 hour, 90-minute track walks. They're massively helpful across the board.
so
Whatever
great,
their
yeah.
rules are, obey those rules. Don't screw this up for everybody. This has been a really thing that the 4 of us have all been pushing for. And I know Garage Heroes and some other organizations, we really like being able to walk around the track. So just don't screw that up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Follow the rules.
The track, the race hours, Saturday track is hot from 10 to 5, Sunday 9 to 4:30. So normal New Hampshire, 7 hours one day, 7.5 the other. It's always different fuel stints here than every other race we have.
Yep.
So
Yes, it is. Sometimes that helps you. Sometimes it hurts you. I just did a quick check on the website, and they will be having the drift event on Saturday and an SCCA autocross on Sunday. So if your car breaks and you're bored and you want to go, I don't know, see some other racing, I don't know. But I didn't see anything about Punkin' Chunkin' or any of those other items, which sometimes
I guess next
happens.
weekend.
Yeah, we might have missed it. Go ahead, Mental.
Mental.
Yes, your turn.
On Sunday, as you are coming out of the bowl, which we'll talk about, you see a giant plume of smoke. Do not come into penalty and say something's on fire. It's the drifters. They're good at
Yeah.
it.
Drifters
And if you have-
Saturday.
Oh,
If
Saturday.
you have an
Okay.
E36 or a Z car of any kind, or it's a great way to go find some parts if you need it, because the drifters break lots of stuff. They're used to breaking stuff, and they probably will have some spares.
Yeah, there you go. Is it my turn to talk about the grill?
Yeah.
I lost track where we're at. So there is a grill on the track. It has a great breakfast. The pancakes are fantastic. It is a great place to go if all of your teammates are hungover and no one has made your breakfast and you have to get in the car first. Don't ask me why I know. They do have fuel pumps. We talked about that. There's always a price bump. Gates open Thursday at 3, closing at 10. Friday hours are 7 to 9. After that, you'll need an armband to get in and out. All traffic is one way around the garages all weekend long, so always keep the building on your right. Judges are Kurt Kreger's, we already mentioned. Kim will be there as well, and also will be Dale and Ken. So there is hope that everything will run great.
There are some adults in the room with
Yeah.
Kim and Dale and Ken. That's good.
Make sure you tell Dale happy birthday.
That's right.
Absolutely. Give him a cup of coffee too.
All right, are we going to go to the track walk?
It's time for track walk. Yeah.
All right, let me do a screen share on the map. Chris, anything you want to start with before we get actually like 1, 2, 3? Anything else in there?
Well, we're gonna talk about how to get on the track, but normally, it's great when my notes go away when you go to full screen, so I have to exit full screen. Okay, sorry. We're using a track map that lists 12A turns. There are some that go to 14, but look for one that has the numbers we're talking about.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, it's right on the screen. So
yeah,
and
You
if
might
you're
wanna
not,
just trim
basically it's 1A, or it's 1, then 1A, and then 12 and 12A is how we're going to break it
Yeah.
down.
yeah.
I've usually
call
called 1A. I've called that 2, and I've called 2A. So
Yeah.
anyway, whatever. We'll go
Whatevs.
based on this map for tonight.
Yeah, stick with this map.
So first thing, if you're haven't never been there, getting onto track is not something that just flows naturally. You got to go to the south side of the central garages. That's in the middle of the track, basically. And you're going to head west, toward start finish line, toward the grandstands. You get checked by Betty Blue Nose to make sure you got your stuff, and she will yank the crap out of your chin strap enough to the point where it chokes you and you have to loosen it on your way up pit lane. So be prepared for that. So you turn left onto pit lane, go all the way down pit road. And this is where all the fueling will be on the weekend, is on the hot pits. Oh, and another thing to tell is the way to get to the hot pits is not the way the cars go. You got to go over through from the garages, all the way past the garages, through Victory Lane, through a little tiny gate. And then there's a gate in the fence to get onto pit lane.
That's when you're walking, not when you're driving.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
When you're
Yeah.
walking, like with a fuel, that's how you walk to get over there. The cars get on the road the same way, but people get on the road through this little tiny gate on the other side of Victory Lane. Again, all gear, and Betty will make sure your stuff is all set. So once you get
we should throw out, say hi to John, the starter.
Yep. He will, if you do something wrong on Friday, he will make you kiss his gnomes, which I'm sure they're cleaned for COVID. It's fine. So once you get all the way to the end of pit road, down by turn 1, that's usually where Ken is checking all your stuff. So Ken says hello, say hi to Ken. He's very nice. He's making sure you're safe, and proceed through a windy little tight road that goes inside of the track, like way inside of that. Whoever's doing that.
Yeah. That's this is kind of like, it looks like it turns towards the road. It doesn't. It kind of goes
So that
straight.
there's an additional road. Yeah, that goes
it's
out
like
there.
right
So
here.
it stays toward the inside of the track. It runs along the fence that is inside of all those, and it keeps you far enough away from the cars to be safe. And it winds all the way up to turn 2 or 2A. And you get to a point where the cones look like they just end. Like you're stuck in a corner by the wall with traffic going right by you. Just hug the wall, like inches from the wall. And suddenly you'll be facing the straight between turn 2 and 3. And then you go and stay left all the way down to 3 if you can, because people are coming through 2 at speed right next to you. So be careful.
Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, where the pointer is now is kind of where your car enters the track.
Yep.
It's like
And
way down here.
And just stay left all the way.
It seems very complicated. It actually works out really well. And the first time you go on there, you'll figure it all out. it gives you an opportunity as you are coming onto pit lane to pick where you're going to enter onto the track. And there is lots of acceleration once you get into the spot where Jeff has the pointer right now. It actually is it's a pretty good layout.
Yep. It's weird until you do it, but it makes sense. There's no better spot they're going to put you on the track than that. It is a problem though if your Citroen SM breaks down in that
and blocks it, yes,
thing and blocks it, and you have to get pushed. Oh well. All right, so we're just gonna pick this up right from here because you're getting on the track.
You don't want to go back to 1?
Well, we'll end with how about we end over at 1 and 2?
Okay,
exactly.
Something a little different. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, sure.
It's actually what we did last year, so that's why I did it.
That's fine.
Who remembers that?
Anyway, so say you've come out of 2, you're on the straight between 2 and 3. It's a straight. Okay, fine. It's kind of sort of straight. It's mostly straight. You'll be fine. I like to stay left. And if you stay left, and then the track will actually jog to the left off of the NASCAR oval to a section left. And they have recently added to this pavement in the last couple of years, and it made it notably better. So stay left if you can, brake in a straight line. And usually I go down to a lot of cars, you're going to end up in second gear here to take turn 3 and up the hill into 4 because it is a tight corner. So there's also a lot of shenanigans that happen here because people will
shenanigans.
Try to go. Sometimes when they go 3 wide, that's tough. And down in the apex of 3 is a set of rumble strips. And I'd like to say that if I'm on the rumble strips, like with more than 2 wheels, like I'm doing it wrong. Like I think I'd like to stay to the left of them entirely, or if I really have to, you can kind of squeeze into the right of them if you get caught in a rough situation.
And we should mention the rumble strips are the outside, or the inside of the NASCAR turn. So they are not there to help you on the road course. They do not follow the road course. They are like just kind of in the way if you end up clipping
years
the
ago.
apex.
The way the track layout was, they made sense. That was kind of the apex, but they've kind of moved things.
Yeah.
So they're now just kind of in the way, in the middle of the road.
They're in the way, and people will go over them. Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 is it's increasing radius, and then it tightens back up coming into 4. And the thing that makes 3 interesting is when you exit the NASCAR oval, you have a significant elevation change that's abrupt. It's a bump. So what's nice about that is you can use it. If you come into 3 and you're understeering, if you make it to the bump, suddenly you've got traction because you're now going up a steep slope. So don't be afraid if you're understeering coming into that. That's fine.
Can I mention that low powered cars, you are gonna fall flat on your face. This is a tremendous hill. It's very short, but very steep.
Absolutely. I have found that it's a fairly standard line. I like to track out about 2/3 of the way out. If you go all the way out, there's just marbles and it's not going to work very well. That's in 3. I'm still talking about, Jeff. I'm not talking about 4 yet. So coming into 4, once you've hit that bump in the hill, you can stay on the inside. That's all rubbered up. So the traction isn't quite the best. And you're also going to get a lot of traffic there. So this is really all about traffic management and how your car handles the hill. If you've got a peg leg diff and something with a lot of torque, you're just going to spin that inside tire all the way up the hill and not go anywhere.
Ask me how I know.
Absolutely. So
I call in and I say, the clutch is dead. They're like, no, man, you're like NASCAR burning out every time you go up the hill.
And it's not, as you start to develop your situational awareness, it's not just about your car, but you are recognizing that other cars are going to have those same problems. And that can help set you up for success to get through the next series of corners Chris is going to talk about.
So eyes up as you're coming out of 3 to watch for those people, because you have to decide, all right, which of these cars is actually going to be able to make this thing? And then you'll see so many cars that they're in second coming up the hill and they shift to third and they bog
falls
and
on their face.
Right. So there's going to be a lot of
black RX-7 and a pink and purple BMW are going to rocket past you.
Okay. And there's going to be a lot of people making abrupt moves around the top of the hill after 4 because someone is going too slowly in front of them who just made a shift, things like that. So watch out for those abrupt moves there. Really just look for a line that lets you power by the people who you can get by up the hill. Or if you're slow, just stay in your lane, be predictable, let people go by you. It's just such as life. All right.
Yep.
Turn 5 isn't really much of a turn. It's a gentle bend at the top of the hill where there is a flag station. It's turn 5.
Yeah, I
So,
wouldn't even call this a turn if you asked me
Yeah.
to make a map.
it's the top of the hill. It has a very slight bend to the right, but mostly here you're looking at the flag station because this is where they usually do black flag.
Yeah.
So watch for
Every
black
single
flag
time
there.
we've done it, the black flag has been there. And
Yep.
this is probably one of the easiest black flags to see in all of Lemons.
Yeah, if you
Or at
miss
least
this,
all
you're
of
an
my, yeah,
idiot.
you're an idiot. Exactly.
If you're new, don't be fooled by the 3 flags, like the New Hampshire flag, the American flag, and I don't know what other, because when we say flag station, that's also where they put their big flags, but they actually have a flag station that they're talking about.
As a person who's holding flags there, who,
Mhm.
if you
Yes.
are bad, they wave a black flag at you and usually kind of point it at you, and your number might be on a board. Yeah. If you
Come-
see one of those,
come see
wave
me.
at them to acknowledge. Oh, okay, I see you. Thanks, corner worker. And then come see Mental, and hope you brought him some claws. So
Not while you're driving, not when the pit is hot or
Yeah.
the race is hot, please.
as you're cresting 5, though, after you've done this a couple of times, you're going to need a visual marker to know where the track is on the other side, because again, it is a gentle corner. So look off into the distance in the parking lot, way out beyond
It's
the
like-
track. No, it's down further, like where
Down,
infield
down.
tunnel is.
Okay.
Like,
Mhm.
down there, but further out beyond that.
Yeah, it's like way out here, but I don't think
Yeah.
anybody can see that.
In the past, I've found there was a dumpster one year. There were some porta potties one year. There's a particular tree that was lovely New England maple tree that was orange. Pick one of those things that's in the right line and use that as your visual cue. And as you go over the hill at 5, it goes downhill. It's fairly steep downhill, actually. You get
Absolutely,
going
yeah.
pretty well.
It's a as you're coming over 5, it's a bit of a blind crest.
It is absolutely a blind crest, but fortunately, there's usually nothing going on there, so there's not really much that goes wrong. But there's a flag station right at 5. It will tell you if there is. So important to watch that one for other reasons too. So now you're coming into the most interesting corner on the track, in my opinion. This is the bowl. This is turn 6 into 7. This is a heavily banked, high elevation change corner that can make or break your lap time. So the way I like to do it is go deeper into the corner than you think you should. And you can break really late here because you're bottoming out of the hill that you just came down. So you've got lots of traction. So break a little later than you should. And then when you turn in at the very top of the bowl on your far right, look down into the bowl and turn in hard and decisively. That you want to dive down into the bottom of the bowl, and there's a nice cone there. And if you don't see the cone, there's a couple different colors of paint down at the bottom of the bowl, but it's pretty evident based on the wear patterns on the track where your apex is.
Yep.
6 then comes up from that bottom, and it rises up to your right and keeps coming around and around and around. And if you've done this correctly, you naturally transition into 7 by very gradually opening the wheel as you go. This is all one turn. If you find yourself making more than one turn, you have not done this correctly. This is a nice, smooth, easy transition all the way through. Also be wary of at the very top of the track where you have all that nice camber that you have completely goes away and it becomes camber the other way. And then beyond that is this 1-inch pea gravel that just
I was about to talk about that. Yep.
It sucks your car in. Absolutely sucks it in.
Mental's
all.
got something, but then I want to say something. Go ahead.
Now we talked about if you've got torque or you got horsepower, you can rock it out of 3 into 4. If you are in a momentum car, what Chris said about this makes or breaks your lap times is essential, because 6 and 7, you're going to pick up all that speed coming down 5, and you have to do this turn correctly to maintain that momentum. Because if you come into 6 wrong, or you're making too many turns and you've got to slow down too much, you're done for the next 3 turns. So if you have to give up a position in a momentum car to maintain this line, do it.
Yeah. I was going to say that the pea gravel at the top of this, when coming out of 6 and 7, basically it's the far side of the track. Not only will it suck your car in and you will stop, you will have trouble getting out of it. I find a lot of people ending up there because they did 6 so poorly and
Totally.
they didn't have traffic management, and they ended up like washing out a little, and then someone is where they need to be. So they have nothing to do but go further out because they just don't have the traffic management to realize I need to pull out of the gas. So the looking up here and knowing where the traffic is going is really important, because you do not want to be squeezed out of 7.
And also look behind you. There are people who are going to try to pass you on the inside here. And
yes, it might be me, be honest. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah.
Me too. Without a doubt.
I will snake you here like you're standing still.
Absolutely. Because we're going to be braking much later than most people coming into this.
Yes.
Because we've done it enough and our car has good brakes. So be careful. There's people, this is a passing opportunity, but coming out of 6 and 7, that's when the cars that did 6 right are going to be passing you coming up out of 7, or the cars that have good torque, same kind of thing. So keep an eye out.
And if they've got torque, they can get around you on the outside. Stay away from the pea gravel.
Yeah, totally. So coming up through after, like we said, after 6 into 7, you're just naturally unwinding the wheel. And there's a flag station at 7 behind a big boulder. Keep an eye on that one. Usually look up that as you're coming into 6, look up at that flag station. I usually look at it after I get past 5 too, just to see if there's anything on the other side of the bowl I need to worry about, because it's really visible over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 7 to 8 is a little straightaway. There is a flag station up in the trees to your right. We call it the tree house. It's there. It's visible once you have looked up enough to see it. Oh, there it is. And you'll start seeing it all the time.
Yeah, you'll never miss it once you know it's there. But
yeah,
it is. And then the first time you see it, it's a bit unsettling. And you're like, holy crap. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, works really, really nicely. The thing, the hand movements on the 6, 7, where you turned in once hard and you gradually unwind your wheel, the same rate continues to apply into 8, in that you get beyond straight and very slightly turn your wheel to the right for the apex of 8. And you just kind of, I like to hug the right in turn 8. Just stay there. And
there's usually a cone right there, and you
doesn't last long.
People nip that in the beginning, and then it's just somewhere in the middle of the track.
It gets like moved slowly down towards 9, like throughout the day. Yeah, the cone just gets farther and farther until it finally ends up under somebody's car, gets properly booted.
Yep. So then
Mental wants to interrupt here and ask me about my screen.
No. That's why I texted you. Don't screw up Chris's rhythm, because he's on a tear. This is awesome.
All right. So after 8, you're coming to 9. 9 is a little deceptive, but the bit between the apex of 8 and the turn end of 9 is like a little straight. And that is where you need to get yourself in order. There's going to be a bunch of cars around, and you're going to be there too. There's probably a bunch of gravel from someone who hit the inside coming out of 8 and started 9 and kicked a bunch of gravel on the road. You're going to probably break a windshield. Welcome to New Hampshire. They have a lot of rocks, so they just put rocks everywhere.
The Granite State.
Yeah, Granite State.
Exactly.
Grind it up.
What I like to do for the 9 into 10 is I come through 8 on the apex. I don't really track out at all, but I also don't apex 9 until way around 9. I stay kind of halfway out, brake in a straight line, maybe trail those brakes a little bit as I'm coming around that corner. And then I get on the gas, because the track out of 9 is not a track out at all. It is on your left-hand side. You stay left. So there really is no track out. Your apex is where the corner is starting to end, is really your apex. There's a little wall on your left as you're coming down to the NASCAR circuit. I like to get that wall right next to me and have the car neutral. No steering input. Just be there. And sometimes your car, you might need to brush the brakes. It's just most cars, really. Just a little brush on the brakes before you come across the NASCAR oval, because there's a lot going on right here. And helping to settle the nose just a little bit helps keep the car stable, because now there's a whole bunch of things that are going to happen as you come through 10.
And Chris didn't mention it, but obviously if 4 goes straight uphill, 9 to 10 is going straight downhill.
Because they are right next to each other.
Yeah.
You see the cars coming between 9 and 10 as you're in 3 looking up toward 4. You see them all coming.
So this is a big downhill. Actually, I don't think it's as steep as 3 to 4.
It's not.
Yeah.
No.
But
it's longer. Yeah.
And everything Chris said about how essential it is to have the car set up in neutral with that Jersey mirror on your inside. Part of that is for turn 10, but it's more for everyone who doesn't understand turn 10. Because if you like drama, this is where it unfolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing to know about turn 10 is avoid the turtle.
Is it still there? I heard
we
it
are
was,
hearing the turtle is gone.
Really?
Yeah.
It was there last year.
No, we are hearing that
like
there was a
Facebook
repavement
or something. Yeah. All right.
and the turtle has disappeared. Sorry, go on, Mental.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the same thing.
Okay.
There was like a
I
Facebook
mean,
thing.
Chris lives under a rock, so he wouldn't know if the turtle was gone until he goes around the track.
Let's assume the turtle's still there. If it's not, great. If it is still there, it's a big bump on the inside, the apex of 10, that is so big, like it really looks like a Galapagos tortoise is sitting on the side of the track. And if you hit it, you will flip your car.
It's what, like 2 feet, foot and a half. I mean, when he says
it's
big
huge.
bump, it's straight up. Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
You also want to stay away from that because the apex is a wall,
It's the worst
like
place
a
to be.
concrete wall.
Yeah.
And right there at the apex is a guy with a yellow flag. So, give yourself a little room there. I actually like the
It
turtle
might be
there
a
because
lady.
Sure,
Thank you.
you're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
A person with a yellow flag, but give yourself a little room there because the poor person who's there, like, just be nice. It's okay. You're not going to win on that corner.
We should mention that they're just kind of peeking around the corner. They're not on the other side of a wall. They're just kind of like literally standing on the track behind the corner.
No, I think there's a
little wall there.
There's a
It's
little
NASCAR
wall. Yeah,
the gates that open to the NASCAR are there, so they kind of swings out. I mean, it's not safe, but and I believe they do not actually. They only come out when something happens. Like they you can't see them
and they pop out.
and then all of a sudden they come out. Yes.
Yeah.
There is a wall there, Jeff, but I'll say I wouldn't want to be the one working that corner station.
No.
That's all. So when you come down into 10, the first is you've got a big bump where you hit the NASCAR oval, and then the road crowns because that's how the NASCAR oval is in the straight there. There's a bit of a crown. So you hit it, then you go up, and then you crest and you go over their side and you lose all your camber and you go back down. So you get traction and then you lose it right about the way the car kind of naturally oscillates after the bump. So
this is kind of visual, everyone, but NASCARs go this way and you're going straight across the NASCAR track here.
Well, and then starting to turn
while you're turning. Yes.
Yeah. It is a bumpy little festival that you're going to have there. You're going to be a lot of people who don't know what they're doing. A lot of people did 10 completely wrong and are going slow. So there's always some sorting that happens right after 10.
This chunk right here is,
and the track is nice and wide there, but it narrows way down coming into 11, like way down. And it would come into 11. It looks like it really only fits single file stuff. People try to go through it too wide, but if you do that, you're going to end up going about 10 or 15 miles an hour slower than you would otherwise. So you're better off sort yourself out into a line to get through it. You're going to go faster. So
our favorite thing is when two Class C cars are trying to pass each other there.
Yep.
And we're all behind it going, well, this won't be a good lap.
No.
The boat everyone would let the boat by here because they'd look up at that transom and go, no,
I'm not going next to that.
Fine. Yeah. It gets crowded. There is a big pothole on the right on the entry into 11. It will break stuff.
It's right in here, right? Am I using the
on the inside? Outside.
On the outside, yeah. Out here.
Yeah, it's kind of a little back further. That little bump, that's a little back further.
It's not on the track.
Yeah,
it is.
Oh, it's over here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Just on the outside of the curbing over there is a bump, and I've seen plenty of people go through it. It's one of those you watch them and the car does a yump through. You're like, oh, hey, that's a shame.
It's one of those Miata lines where the Miata guys have like just dug a hole on the outside of the Gators.
Yeah.
So
11 into 12 is basically a series of S's. The inside at 12 has a big curb, and then on the other side of that curb is a big hole.
Yeah,
so you don't want to go.
This is where I think about the
either
hole.
of those. Yeah. Well, they're both. So you get the cars sorted into a single file line coming into 11, go through 11, 11A. And once you're kind of through 12, now you sort out who is going to go where on the straight, because now it's going to open way up to basically 4 cars wide.
Yeah,
coming
this
down
is
that
a
straight.
giant funnel right here.
Yeah, but you're going through the funnel backwards.
Yeah. I'm
And
sorry.
Bullhorn.
It's opening. Thank you,
Yeah.
Bullhorn.
Exactly. But you're going to get stuck behind someone, or you're going to watch people who are super aggro behind a slow person, and they just can't wait, and they're bouncing around behind them and creating things. And also watch out for people who are going to push you into the line of cones before pit lane.
Yep.
And the end of the wall that sits right there.
Yep.
I know I've had some problems with a certain group of domestic employees who were kind of wacky, who had a series of black cars with things, and like to.
Oh man, I'm sitting trying to figure it out. Domestic employee, wacky
domestic employees, black cars, orange wheels, like to block. Jeff.
Oh, okay.
When he says domestic, they weren't originally from this country.
Like
Yes.
childcare people.
Childcare people. Yes.
Yeah. People who will care for your children.
Wacky childcare people. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
I've definitely been being shoved into the wall by them there, and had
in the inside or the outside?
Inside. Yeah. Like where there's a spiky point of wall facing you, and had to spike the brakes because they were shoving me into that wall. So watch out for things like that.
And on the rarest of cases, occasionally there's a wheel running at you.
Yep. Some Jetta might
my
drop
turn
the wheel.
of shame.
Some Jetta didn't put his freaking wheel nuts on right.
Oh no, they did. It brought the brake with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Volkswagen brakes. Who knows?
I was gonna say Jetta of that. Do they have wheel studs or do they have
Probably bolts?
bolts?
Yeah, they were bolts into the drum, which then came rolling.
Civic
out.
is still crashed in the garage from that last year. So
I'm still very sad.
Thanks, Jetta. So anyway, you're on this nice big long straight. Great.
They did apologize. Don't be mad at the Jetta.
No,
folks.
they're I don't blame them. They're nice people, and shit happens. So anyway, big long straight. It's nice that you watch for Johnny at start finish flag line, and there's a big flag station at 1, which is great. So now this isn't the fastest straight in the world. Like, it's not as fast as Thompson even.
No,
it's not
it's
as
not,
fast
or
as
Jersey. No,
right.
not
Like,
at
we're
all.
probably gonna top out 4th in the Mazda, and that's it. It's not even going to get to the in Civic. We never got to 6th really here. You didn't really need it. So
I will say, especially if it's your first time here, it's actually one of the cooler straights because there's a brief couple of seconds you can sweep your gauges, take a breath, check everything else going on around you, and you're like, I'm on a NASCAR circuit. They've got like the buckets sticks out over the track. It's a cool moment. Enjoy
got the
it.
big grandstands there.
Yeah,
So,
it is a cool moment. It opens up really wide. Like when you
Yeah.
come down 9 to 10 and you're staring at the big grandstands, it's kind of exciting.
Yep.
Mhm.
So now you're coming into 1. 1 is now it funnels all back down. It's a left-hand turn toward the inside. I think there are 2 ways to go into 1. The fastest way.
Agree.
The fastest way is you don't brake until you're into the corner of the track where it's already turning. And so you will trail your brakes all the way down and really like all the way to the apex of 1. You will trail your brakes all the way through it, gradually decreasing your brakes as your cornering goes.
And you don't even need that much brakes because the action of turning the wheel as you're melting off the gas will really do a great job of slowing the vehicle.
If you wait long enough, you've got nice camber because the NASCAR part of the track.
Yeah.
So it really sticks. You're basically standing the car on the right front wheel. But it works really well. And you gradually taper your brakes off as you come into 1. The other way is the defensive line is you tuck all the way over to the left and just hang on the inside all the way down. And there it keeps anyone from dive bombing down the inside. So those are usually your 2 lines, and everyone has to kind of sort themselves out by around the apex. It doesn't work very well going too wide through here. People will do it, but it's not.
You're both going to get screwed.
Pretty much. So then
Chris, didn't you spin the boat out here once?
Because I got hit by a Mercury Cougar so hard it bounced the boat almost all the way
under the
to
NASCAR track.
Yeah.
So many people end up on the grass here. Like this grass will have so many tire tracks by the end of the weekend.
Yep.
I mean, I got hit here too. This is where I got hit in the Civic.
Yep.
But I didn't get hit the grass.
Yep.
I have hit the grass, just not that time.
So 1A, coming out of 1 into 1A, 1A is the right-hander. Sometimes this is called 2. So we're going to call it 1A tonight. There is no track out in 1A. There's there's no track out in 1. You hug the inside until you're ready to turn in for 1A. 1A, you turn in so that your apex is the right-hand side of the track and you stay there. At 1A still, Jeff, we're still back here. That's your apex, and then you stay on the right. The people that you see trying to track out 1 are just going to screw up 2. And that means they're going to have a lousy 2-3 straight. And
let them do it, because they're going to end up in front of you. And then as you come out of what Chris is about to tell you about coming out of 2, you're going to crush them.
Yeah, absolutely. So let them do that. You stay all the way right. And then right about where you're just about back on the NASCAR track, like it seems like an impossibly late apex, do it and cut all the way down to the inside, kind of right, like almost onto pit lane. And if you do that and get a lot of your turning done there, you're making the most of the NASCAR banking and the pavement changes that happen there, and not tracking yourself out too far. So you could just stand on the gas as early as you possibly can, and you will get so much more speed coming out of 2 if you do it this way than the people who track out of 1 and kind of medium apex 2. Then they end up pushing up high under the wall, and it doesn't work as well.
And there are so many marbles out here. This is like marble centric.
Yep. This is another high traffic moment of everyone got to sort themselves out, because it goes 3 wide easily here. Plus you get people on the inside in the blend line. Get yourself sorted out and try to get in at least a line of 2 wide coming into 3 where we started again.
And I will say that following Chris's line coming out of 2, I have spoiled so many attempted passes from faster cars, because they're like, and they just set themselves up, and we end up doing the drag race down to 3. And I took Chris's line, which was a much better line, and I've just got momentum on them, even though they had higher horsepower. And then they're stuck behind me until damn near turn 7.
Yep. It works.
Totally does.
Okay.
I like how you introduce this. A great deal of this track, because it widens and then narrows and then widens all the time. It's rhythmic like Barber, but it is very much a traffic management track. If you can get your head out of the car and you're thinking 2 and 3 turns ahead, both forwards and backwards, you're going to do well here.
Cool.
Yeah. Being in front is not always the best here.
Oh, there's so many times I hang back to be able to apply the gas earlier than everyone around me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'm going to defend myself. This up here, Vic's dog killers. I just have to remind everyone that Vic kills dogs in my fantasy football league because he's still an asshole. I'm stopping sharing now. A bunch of years ago when he came to the Eagles, everyone was like, Jeff, you're going to be a Vic fan. I said, no, he kills dogs. So.
And unlike those people protesting at his church, that's a comedy callback thing. Jeff doesn't hate ankle biters.
But dog fighters weren't on their going to help page.
Yeah, right.
It's
okay
right.
as long as you're not a female MMA fighter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that tells me already. These are not. These
get
are
back in the kitchen.
Yeah, right. It was a woman that was holding the sign.
Yes,
My mind is blown.
I didn't get a good shot of the sign that says "Stop the War on Anuses." That's my favorite sign. I actually put that
because I remember that one last year when they showed
I put in a
up.
request. I was like, "Can you put up the anus sign? I want to get a picture of it."
Oh,
He's like, "I'm doing something else right now."
I still don't know what they mean by that sign. Like,
I'm not sure.
Are they pro or anti-anus?
Yes. It's
Well,
stop
and
the
then
war
again,
on anus, so it sounds like they're pro anus.
we still need one.
But that doesn't seem like something they are otherwise.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And you could argue. I mean, what is the war on anus? Because
Right?
I really like jalapenos.
That's what somebody said. Somebody said when they bring that up, we're going to start talking about Taco Bell. But it was anal sex. They didn't like anal or oral. So I don't know.
Goodness.
I did get
no
a good
fun.
Anyway.
No wonder they're
We're
angry.
totally
I
off
just-
track here. Yeah. Totally off track here. Oh boy! Just real quick. Let's go around the horn and top tip for New Hampshire motorsports whether it's the track or the race or anything else. Go ahead, Mental.
All right. So it's a 1.6 mile track. You're going to be busy most of the time, but it's 1.6 miles. If you have to give up a position in this corner or something like that, you're fine. It's an endurance race. You're not going to win it in this corner. Let them go burn out their tires. Let them spin out. Let them end up in the mud. Just relax, breathe. Smart racers win here.
Interesting. Chrissy, what do you got?
Bring a lot of warm clothes. And don't steal parking spots in front of garages that don't belong to you. If you are going to drive, especially on Thursday night, if you are going to drive and park a trailer in a place that you think is your friend's, in front of your friend's garage, and it's not yours, it might get moved. And don't ask us how that happened. So only park in front of places that are yours.
We have tools, alcohol, and a lot of free time.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so don't, and not each place has power. So make sure that you know where you're parking, and be responsible with your parking spaces.
It's true. And
Very good.
that would have been a top tip of get a garage, but it's too late now. So
Yes.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
These are the best garages in all of the lemons that we travel, I'll say.
Well,
They're
and,
huge.
and if you don't have
They're
one,
well done, everything. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, they're proper NASCAR garages. Like
Mhm.
they're plumbed with air and power and well lit and have workbenches and
and huge.
And they're
and
social.
water outside of every one. Yeah.
And they're social because they're
Totally.
not walls.
Right.
You're not hiding in your garage. It's great.
So if you don't have a garage, come join us, bring a mask, wear a mask, and bring a beer, and we'll be happy to party with you. You can stay in our garage.
Yeah, great party. Don't get in the hot tub unless you're invited. That's my other top tip.
That's a good. I'm gonna say that late apex thing out of 2. Seriously, it knocks seconds off your time if you do it right.
Yeah.
That's my real top tip.
I think the straight of 3 and then the sorting of into 3 is probably the most important thing to do, because a lot of accidents and black flags happen in 3 because somebody tags somebody, or somebody loses a brake in their Ranger and plows into you, or you know, like 3 wide just doesn't work through there. So you end up rubbing door handles.
And I will respond the nicest to this phrase, and I will not be nice. But if you come into penalty and you say, "But I had the line,"
You're done.
it's going to be a long time.
All right. Are we ready to move on? Chrissy, it's been a couple of weeks.
I know. And hopefully this is worth it to everybody.
So do I get to yell? Erlen,
Yeah.
pull out your headphones.
Just
The
Tip.
All right. We're going with
Zoom
general.
has no idea how to handle that. They're like,
Right. That's
"Ah."
fine. General fall safety. Okay. It's getting cold. It got cold a little bit here on the East Coast, and then it got stupid warm today. It was like shorts weather. But let's talk about some fall safety. So make sure you're figuring out your furnace, service it, get somebody to look at it. If you think it's going, get your oil, get your propane, get it all now, because before it gets actually cold, because then it's going to suck. Because I think next week, especially on the East Coast, it's supposed to get a little bit cooler. Let's talk about fireplace safety. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I picked up 40 pounds of AmeriGas's finest in 2 20-pound containers over
You
the
best
weekend.
have done that, because you know that you're not allowed in my paddock without, or I'm not allowed in your pack, whatever.
Whatever. Just keep
Better have AmeriGas stuff here going on. Fireplace safety. So make sure that you're keeping the proper place, the screen from keeping the sparks out, keeping sparks in, everybody out of the fireplace. Don't leave it unattended, and making sure that it is completely out, or especially at least under control before you go to bed. And consider getting a fireplace, a fireproof fireplace mat that goes in front of your fireplace. We got one of those a couple of years ago. I got that as a Christmas present, and it has caught a bunch of embers, and they have burned on top of the fireplace mat, and it has stayed there. It's been safe, and it's a good suggestion.
Yeah, you don't have a huge hearth Like it's pretty easy for an ember to get to like your carpet when you had carpet or your
Yep.
hardwood floor. Now
Absolutely.
Floor. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good idea, and it's a pretty cheap, easy Amazon thing to get, but worth it. Caution using space heaters. We actually just turned on ours on for the first time this week. They can be a great way to just heat just one room instead of your whole house, but make sure that you're reading instructions, keeping them unplugged when you're not using them. If you have one that needs a venting, make sure that you are being responsible about venting it. That's really, really important. And don't use a stove to heat your home. Like, don't be that stupid, but figure out what your space heaters are supposed to do and only use them for that purpose. Make sure that there's plenty of room around them and don't kick them over, and make sure they're not super old. I used to have a super old one under my work desk, and it was always this like scare that if I left it on, like it literally would have just burnt down the building. So they're cheap. Just get a new one. Just don't use
our dogs love Vicky's space heaters, so do be careful because they'll knock them over. They should have like that safety switch.
That's why it's worth it to get a normal one, a new one. Also, I don't even care what you think. Get a flu shot. We're not even talking about vaccines or anything like that. I don't care. Get a flu shot because getting the flu sucks. And watch out for wet leaves if you have leaves that fall, because they really mess things up. They get slippery and annoying. So they're my fall tips for you.
That's happy fall tips.
Sure. Do you have sad fall?
Advice everyone can use.
No, just they were all chipper.
I was trying to be general.
Usually, sometimes the safety things are like, you do bad things and you're going to get hurt. This is like all happy stuff to keep you like preventative maintenance to keep
there you
well.
go. Well, it's not really like it's early fall, especially here. So, we'll get nasty, mean fall later. How about that?
What are we doing next week? Does anyone have a clue?
It's the hangover, baby.
We're already
It's
planning.
It's the hyperbole Hampshire hangover.
Hyperbole?
Hyperbole Halloween Hampshire hangover.
I don't know if we're really into hyperbole that much. Like
it begins with an H. I'm just trying to do the alliteration thing.
I think we love the alliteration, so that's cool. All right.
Good.
All right. We're trying to get my speakers busted.
Hey, and if we miss something,
Battery died.
You notice something this weekend racing at New Hampshire and you pick up on it, drop us a line on any of our social medias because we'd love to incorporate it next year's show.
Like what? Oh, like you missed.
We covered everything.
Oh,
who knows? Hey, he's opening the door to feedback. What's wrong with that?
I mean, we like
feedback as a gift. Some of them you want to return, some of them you'd want to throw away.
Some you want to ignore.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building, because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. If you're watching on YouTube, comment right down there in the doodly-doo. Just type it right in.
Click the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Click the like button, because that's the algorithm,
like button.
man.
We're hearing that the thumb is really important, so hit that thumbs up. It helps deliver it to other people. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram or Twitter at everyone.racers. Check out I will definitely be TikToking this weekend. So no matter where it is, I'll make sure to post it everywhere. We're even on Reddit /E1R. Thanks again. And until next week, keep the shiny side up. Unless it's Halloweeny, then just keep the orange side up and the, green side down.
Sticky side, like gum.
I love that.
Candy corn.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. See you at the track.